Okay. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. And you know what? It is actually my first presentation of the year. I can't believe that we're already in the 25th of January, right? I mean, how did that even happen? But here we are. And I just wanted to say thanks everybody for taking your time to share these presentations with us. I've been watching also today and yesterday, and I'm learning. I'm learning a lot. These are really great presentations. I would love to know, where is everybody from? Because I see there's a lot of people in the room. I would love to know, where are you guys all from? So put it in the chat box. Right here is the chat box. So let me know, where are you guys from? Manchester, UK, Montreal, Canada, Sweden. Very cool. Nice to see that we are all over the place. Australia. Wow. St. Louis, Missouri. Awesome. I've been to the Budweiser Brewery there. It was really fun. The Clydesdales probably made the biggest impression on me of all. Well, I'm happy to have you all here. Cayman Islands. Well, we have a very international group today. This is so cool. Usually it's 90% US and then some scattered all over the place. Singapore. Hi, Victor. There's Eric, Robert, and Anthony. Very cool. I am very excited to have you guys here, and many more who are being shy. Frank is from Amsterdam. I'm telling you, like, this is the most international crowd we've had so far. Bonnie is from South Africa. My friend is in South Africa right now, actually. Dave is from Florida. Which part of Florida, Dave? Because my parents actually have a house in West Palm Beach and we go there a lot. So which part of Florida are you from? Jacksonville. Oh, okay, that's north. Okay. I think I've passed Jacksonville. It's a really big city, if I remember, right? It's all the way up north. Germany. Which part of Germany are you from? Germany is big. My son is actually dying to go to Berlin. That's like his new thing. Palatium. I don't know. Palatium. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that word. I've never heard of that city. Very cool. All right, guys. Well, let's get into the presentation. So this is me. I am Marina, the Trader Chick. And I wanted to say hello. And today what I want to do is I want to talk about stuff that a lot of us overlook. And I personally completely 100% believe that because we overlook some of these more like foundational aspects, and that's the reason why we are not able to completely achieve a lot of what we want, simply because little tiny elements are missing. So I'm going to be filling in the gaps today so that you guys totally are up to date, and I can guarantee that you will take your trading to that next level. That I know for a fact. So that is what I'm going to be covering a lot today during the presentation. So one thing I do want to say really strongly, even though I am here presenting for you, the reason why you guys are here is because you probably have questions. You probably have some obstacles. You probably have some challenges. So this is your chance to ask any question, and I promise to respond to every single question. Okay, so please, there are no bad questions ever. A lot of times we feel like it's a bad question, and 90% of the times other people in the room also have that question or didn't even realize they had that question until they hear it and they're like, oh yes, I need to understand that as well. So please ask away. I am here to help you guys with all of that. So first and foremost, a quick intro. This is me. I am Marina, the Trader Chick, and I am an expat. So kind of interesting and a little fun fact. I have been an expat in Central America, especially for almost 20 years, and we've been living in Antigua, Guatemala for the past 14 years. But as of next week, exactly 1 week from today at this hour, my family and I are relocating to Barcelona, Spain. So I will be an expat from Spain, but I don't want to do that just yet because we're not settled there yet, right? I like to be 100% in the place before I could actually post my new location. But yes, it's a very big, exciting time for me and my family. And that's kind of the coolest thing of all about day trading, is that you literally can do it from anywhere, right? So I've been living in Central America. Trading here is fantastic. By the way, I get a lot of people after the presentations writing to me asking about how to become an expat, because I know a lot of people are really interested in that. And a lot of times is because people are worried about the internet connection. Ironically enough, when I visit my parents also have a house in Manhattan, a condo in Manhattan. I've had worse internet service there than here in Guatemala. So just a little FYI. Oh, yes, you can come and visit me, but I don't know your name. All I'm seeing is 2088. Is that your name? I would love that. That would be so close. Yes, and I'll be coming to you guys from the other side, from Europe. It's something that we have been working on for the past 5 months. So if any of you are interested in knowing how to become a resident in a European country, especially Spain, I will be glad to help you with that. Okay, John. Yes, John, I would love to see you in Spain, Barcelona. So just a quick little fun fact. Before I became a day trader, I was actually a fitness instructor and a travel writer. And the only reason why I am telling you this is because a lot of people believe that you have to be a math whiz or financial, economic background. None of that is true. I have none of that. And I am doing wonderfully with my day trading, right? And I'm still a travel writer because travel for us is not a luxury. It's a necessity. Like just now, we've been traveling for 3 months all around Mexico, no problem, in day trading and chilling out. Like that's the beauty of being a day trader, right? Like you can literally do it anywhere. And also I'm trilingual. And the main reason I bring up that I'm trilingual is not for you to be like, oh, how cool it is because I was able to, for instance, I'm a Soviet Union refugee. So I arrived to the United States really young. So I speak Russian, obviously, is my main language, my first language, but English is my main language because I learned it when I was tiny. But when you're tiny, you don't really learn a language. You're just kind of still learning a language, and it just happens to be another one without even realizing. But Spanish, I learned in my late 20s, and it's an entire process. So if any of you are sitting in this room and have like a second or third language that you learned in your later years, you'll recognize that it's an entire process, right? And when I was really struggling and really failing with day trading, I took it from a different perspective. I'm like, I think this is like its own language. And if I start to look at it as learning a new language, I will get somewhere differently. And that's exactly what happened. And I think because of me being trilingual and then focusing on it as an entire language, it completely revolutionized the way I look at trading. And whenever I present live or whenever I present and people are like, oh yes, you're right, I'm going to do it like that. And that's what I want to show you is like those little elements that you can start to understand the language rather than, when you enter a room full of Spanish speakers and you don't speak a single word of Spanish, there's no possibility that you are going to be able to have a decent conversation, right? Yet when people go into the live trading financial markets, which blows my mind, not understanding what is going on at all in front of them, and then lose really badly, it's simply because they just don't understand the language that's in front of them. So that's what I want to get past so that you guys could really understand. And like I said, you can do this from anywhere. This is the coolest thing about trading, right? You literally can do it from anywhere, wherever there is an internet functioning system, right? And usually at this point, I'm finding that it's to be pretty much everywhere. And like I said before, I have given many, many different presentations. Before COVID, I was doing a lot of the live presentations, but now I really enjoy just being able to talk with so many people from all over the world from the comfort of our homes. Okay, before I continue, I have a presentation for you guys that I have made, an entire worksheet. So please go here, makingofadaytrader.com. Go here, makingofadaytrader.com, and you will get, it's completely free. This presentation, I call it like my cheat sheets, literally what I trade with, basically broken down. And then if you have any questions, you could always contact me. So go here, makingofadaytrader.com, makingofadaytrader.com. All right, so let's get into the fun. First and foremost, what in the world is day trading and why is it not investing? Unlike investing, day trading, you do not want to diversify. Okay, this is something that's really, really important for you to understand. When you're day trading, you do not want to diversify. I get so many people saying, oh, I want to do stocks and futures and options and forex and everything at once, or I want to do multiple future instruments or multiple stocks, because they believe that the more they do, the more they diversify, the better they'll come. That is only true for investing, not for day trading, right? So here's an example. Imagine your child comes over to you and says, hey, I want to learn how to play a musical instrument. And you're like, okay, wonderful. Which one? Well, I want to learn how to play the piano, the drums, the flute, and the harpsichord, right? And you're looking at them, you're like, wow, but these are so different. I really recommend you focus only on one first. And when you master it, then you can move on to the next one, right? That is exactly how it works with day trading, because you are so focused in one instrument. And if you look at another instrument that has a completely different strategy, different movement, you're not going to be able to do well. So if you guys get even one thing out of my presentation today, is that you focus on one instrument, right? Think of Liberace. I don't care if you like him, hate him, what your judgmental thoughts are of him. We all can agree he was a master pianist, right? I can guarantee if he took up the guitar, he'd probably be killing it as well, but he knew where his strength was. Be like that, focus like that, right? Focus on that one instrument. And I guarantee you, once you find that one instrument that you are doing really well in, chances are you might not even want to go and trade other instruments, okay? But if you do, you already have one nailed down. Okay, the other thing about investors is they really care about the companies that they are invested in, right? Like right now, the market's just been crashing, flatlining, crashing for the past several months, right? And there's all these layoffs and this, that, but like I am heavily invested in some companies. And even though right now they're letting all these go, it's called retracements, people. It's corrections. It's a normality. Investors, we live through that because we trust in the companies we go through. Day trading? Nah. We don't care if the market is going up or if it's going down, right? What we are focusing on is the technicals that are happening right there in front of us, right? That's what we want to focus on. Now, I want to talk about the myths around day trading, because this has probably been some of the greatest obstacles for the majority of people who are trading. And because they are wrapped up in these myths, these misconceptions, these lies, it makes you see things a little bit differently. So I want to debunk these myths that you guys could just get past them and trade normally. All right. First and foremost, that it's risky, right? The second you say you want to day trade, oh my goodness, everybody is screaming, and all the experts who've never touched the markets, oh, that is so risky, right? And it's gambling. But the reality is, if you sit down in a car, you've never ever driven a car, you have no idea where anything is, and somehow accidentally you were able to turn it on and move forward, do you think you're going to be able to survive a highway drive if you don't even know where your right and the left lights are, blinkers on? No, chances are you will get pummels, right? So you could also say that driving is gambling when you don't have a clue. It's the same thing with day trading. When you have a strategy, when you know what is in front of you, where you are understanding what is going on, there is no gamble, because you have a strategy, you have a risk management in place, you have your profit target in place. And these are really important. The other myth that I'm hearing all the time, especially lately, which is completely outdated, is that you need $25,000 to get started. Totally untrue. The only reason you would ever need $25,000 to get started is because your brokers want to give you a margin account. And this is only for equities, by the way. It has nothing to do with any other market. First and foremost, I will talk a little bit more about margin accounts. Do not go there. Don't ever do a margin account. Never, ever, ever, ever. So go and write this in big letters, no margin accounts, okay? I'll explain in just a little bit why that's the case, but that is really the only reason why you need $25,000. Otherwise, you could put in $500 and begin day trading. That's how great it is today. You do not need a lot of money. You could start with small accounts. And back to this, you need to be a math or a financial whiz. Yeah, no, I don't have a clue. I don't ever look at any algorithms. I don't ever look at any formulas. I don't even add or subtract. All I need to know is what my profits and losses are, and I can use a calculator for that. You do not need any of this. Technical analysis has nothing to do with math or financial economic backgrounds at all. Okay, that is what is really important to understand. The other thing is that it could be that is so stressful and chaotic. Well, if you're looking at this, can I just tell you what a lie this is? Because this is completely unsustainable. Okay, there is no possible way any human could do this. And it's not true, right? So whenever you see this nonsense going on, chances are those people are burnt out within a year or two. Okay, I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen, there was this really funny sitcom, funny series about 10, 15 years ago called King of Queens. If not, it's a really funny, sweet show. Anyways, there's this one episode where the main character bought a 95-inch screen television, right? This enormous television, and he put it in this television room. And this is before Netflix and live streaming. So they had DirecTV, and DirecTV back then had like 1,100 channels, and they're sitting in this tiny room, and he's invited all his buddies, and they're flipping the channel every 10, 20 seconds. And one of his friends is like, stop, you're going to trigger my epilepsy. Let me tell you guys, this setup will trigger anyone's epilepsy, okay? This is unsustainable. Just looking at this makes me want to vomit. I have one screen, I have one chart, and it has two indicators. Yes, you can totally and completely simplify your trading. This is nonsense. To be honest with you, whenever anybody tells me this is what's going on, I have very little credit for them, because usually this is not going to work out. Okay. And the other thing is, oh my God, I cannot even tell you, a lot of people who are struggling believe that if they spend money on a new software, and a new indicator, on a new algorithm, on a new bot, that's where they're going to start to perform better. Let me give it to you straight, guys. The only people making money from all of these new flashy objects are the people who are making them. Okay. And they're not even making money from the trading. They're making money from selling it to you. You do not need any of this. What you do need is a good software platform, charting platform. Just that one thing, right? You cannot be a Formula One driver without a car, right? You cannot be a day trader without a platform. If you have a good platform, and today there are hundreds of really great platforms that you do not need to buy anything other than that. They offer universal indicators that you do not need to buy any more of. If you guys have any questions about them, I will be happy to recommend some that I have used. Okay. But other than that, it's a lie. You do not need any of that. And it's actually called, there's an actual syndrome. It's literally called the shiny object syndrome. When you're chasing these shiny objects, when none of them actually work. You don't need any of that. Okay. The other thing is research on the news. All right. There's a whole thing saying buy in the rumor, sell on the news. To me, what these like just following the news in general are just telenovelas and melodramas. First and foremost, all of these quote unquote experts and pundits, they all have agendas. Okay, they just have a bigger place to bring their agenda, so that if they open it to the public can help make their agenda come true better, right? They're not true. It's just, you guys, if you understand technical analysis, you could avoid a lot of this, because so many people that trade, especially equities, they wake up at 4 in the morning, do all this research, spend hours in front of their charts, then do more research. I mean, you will be burnt out within a year. It is the most unsatisfying thing to do. You do not need to do that. This is the other really important thing. And I can guarantee you that every single person in this room right now has either done it or is still doing it. It is called trigger happiness. When you think that you need to be in and out of trades all the time, right? Because we have this misconception that it's go full on, right? Trigger happy all the time. And when I first began, I was taking like 40 to 60 trades within like a 2-hour session. It was ridiculous. Just the commissions were eating me alive, right? This is not how it works. Look, imagine a big game hunter. I totally do not condone hunting, but this is a perfect example. Big game hunter, right? When they go out hunting, are they just going to be shooting any little prairie dog or field mouse? No, they're going to sit patiently and wait for that big gain. Pro traders probably take between 1 to 3 trades per day, max. And they're usually very calculated, very strategic trades. When you get to that point, that's when you know that you are now a pro trader. And interestingly enough, with my students, after they've gone through my program, what we talk about is I kind of put them on this 1 trade per day challenge, right? Because it's unfortunately, it's an inevitability that everyone will go through this trigger happiness. So when you go through this challenge of just taking 1 trade per day, all of a sudden you're able to filter out a lot of the crap. And you know what? I actually challenge you guys to try this challenge. It will change everything for you. That I definitely know. And I always say the most radical way to trade is conservatively, because being a conservative trader is way more sustainable, right? We hear about these aggressive big moves and big wins, but then we never hear again about their huge aggressive losses. And that's how it happens. I always say small profits daily, bring in big profits yearly. Okay, so the other thing is, and I kind of termed this term, it's FOMAT, fear of missing a trade, because you've all heard of FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Well, fear of missing a trade, it's a real thing. A lot of people see that, oh my God, that was a trade, and they start to chase this trade. They end up losing because the trade turns on them because they didn't enter when they wanted to enter it. Then all of a sudden they lost money. Now they are are dominoed or snowballed into revenge trading. And this is what all emotional. When you start to get really emotional, you will end up losing a lot of money. Okay, so fear of missing a trade. So let me give it to you straight, guys. There is always another trade coming. Always. If you missed that trade, you went to the bathroom, or your wife called you, or your child called you at that moment, and you missed that trade, it's not the only trade. You're going to have thousands of others. Let it go. Let it go. And be back to your logical senses and making good decisions. Now, let's go back to the 1 instrument trade, okay? Because understanding what to trade is really important. So let's break it down. What are the markets that we could trade? Forex. Everybody knows foreign exchange, right? It is when you have pairs, when one currency is up against the other one. Obviously, the biggest ones have been dollar versus euro lately, right? Has been going crazy. So, and even in Forex, I recommend at most focusing on 2 pairs because they are very different, right? So you cannot focus on too many pairs. So even in Forex, try to focus only on that 1 or 2 max. Then I love this, equities. Whenever I say to people, hey, what do you trade? Oh, I trade stocks. What? There are over 5,000 stocks out there just in the USA market. What does that mean, stocks, right? So that means to me that they're not doing super well. Basically, the ones that are doing well are either focusing on sectors. How about tech? How about entertainment? How about pharmaceuticals, right? Focus on that because they have their own way of moving, each one. Or how about just the big caps, just the small caps, the indexes? If you want to go into penny stocks, I totally don't believe that is a market that anyone should be in. It's a really, really conniving market. But again, if you go, stick to the penny stocks. Don't go into big caps, small caps, focus on that one thing. I know a lot of people that are doing really well with just Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Facebook, right? They are because they know those markets, they know, and that's for day trading, right? They're going up, great. They're going down, great. Understanding that. Futures is another entire market, right? When people say, oh, I trade futures, what does that mean you trade futures? Are you trading crude? Are you trading soy? Are you trading the ES? None of these markets work the same, right? They are completely different. Crude is super erratic. Soy is pretty slow. ES probably one of the most volatile, highest volume markets. Again, even within futures, which market are you trading? Okay, and find that one instrument and focus on it and master it. Options, same thing, right? Stick to just options then. Don't go into options in Forex. Focus on the one thing, learn it, and then go for it. And then I love crypto. People are like, oh, I trade crypto. What does that mean? I'm doing Bitcoin. Well, Bitcoin is 1 out of 6,000 cryptocurrencies and projects out there. What are you doing? Which one are you doing? And let me tell you guys right now, do not ever go on margin. Do not ever, ever, ever leverage. Okay. Crypto is really, really crazy and erratic as is. And when you leverage 3 to 10 to 100 times, you will be bankrupt. Okay. Cut out the leveraging and you could then enjoy the crypto game. All right. Now, I want to get back to what I was telling you before about the margin accounts. Okay. Let's talk about brokers, because every time anyone comes to me, the first thing they say is, oh, I have a broker. Or which broker am I going to go with? Well, what are you trading? Because if you're going to be trading crypto, you're certainly not going to go with Ameritrade, or Thinkorswim, right? They're an equities platform. They're an equities brokerage. You want to go with who is the right one, right? And what is the job of a broker? Let me give it to you straight. They are not there to help you. Their one and only job is for you to be in and out of the market. Chances are for them to focus on the commissions. Equities, they don't do commissions, but they win in other ways. They are a business. They are a store. When you go to the department store to buy clothes, do you really think the salespeople care if those clothes look good or bad on you? They just want the sale. Brokers are the exact same, okay? But brokers, they have a way of calling you and pressuring you. So when are you going to buy this? So when are you going to start trading? So when are you going to do this? And they're going to pressure you into a margin account. So let me break down what is a margin account. I call it a loan sharking account. Why? What is a margin account? It is not a feature. It is not a benefit, and it is definitely not a perk. Basically, what they're telling you is, okay, you have this amount of money. Now we can lend you this amount of money. So when you buy and you want to buy more and you don't have any more money, we can lend you. That's called margin, but it's not, it's wrapped up in pretty words, right? And then what happens is you can lose all that money, but they don't care because now you have to pay them back and with interest. You do not need a margin account. It is not obligatory. It is not mandatory. You immediately tell them, I do not want it. Nothing changes. Okay. It is nothing that they think, oh, it's going to be, oh, he's not a good person or that. No, say no to the margin account. Okay. Now let's talk about commissions and live feeds. What is a live feed? It's literally you wanting to drive a car without gas, right? You need gas to drive. You need live, in the moment, right now, real-time feed. You cannot have delayed feed if you want to be a day trader, right? Because you need to have it right now. Sometimes you will have to pay for that feed. Sometimes if you're paying a little bit extra for your charting software or commissions, the live feed will be included. But there's always they always will make money on the live feed, okay? Commissions. Here's the thing, guys. If you want to trade futures and you are with an equities platform or an equities broker, you're going to be paying higher commissions because that's not their specialty. So knowing that you are with futures, you find a futures broker and they give you a better deal. Okay, they give you better commissions. So that's why it's crucial for you to understand what you want to trade before you start to trade, because you will be paying way too much commissions and you might not even have the best support and the best technical analysis because you are not on the right platform. Okay, I'm going to say this 1,000 times. Platforms, guys, you cannot do anything without it. You cannot be a Formula One driver without a car. You cannot be a trader without a platform. And like I said earlier, if you guys are not sure which platforms, I am happy to help you. I have been doing this now for almost 11 years. I have done so many different platforms, experimented the works. So I do know which are good, which are, useful, and for which instruments. Now, this is where we go back to the language part. No matter what you do in the world, from being a doctor to being a custodian, there are certain lingos that go into your daily conversation, right? The same goes with day trading. If you have absolutely no idea when I'm telling you, hey, I'm going to go long, but I want to get out once it hits the resistance area because I'm seeing divergence. and you're sitting there staring at me blankly because you didn't understand a word I said, and you've got money in the market, guess what? It is a given that you will lose everything. But when you understand the basic lingo, you will be able to completely take it to the next level. So let's talk about the basic lingo, because it's amazing to me the amount of people that don't even know the difference between a long and a short. It's amazing, a sell or a buy. And they're in the live market and they're doing a sell when they wanted to do a buy. And then they're wondering why they're constantly losing. Okay, so let's break it down. Intraday trading. What does that mean? It's literally you're in and out of all your positions within the same day. That's it. If you're staying overnight, it's swing trading. If you're staying in for 2-3 months, that's investing. Okay, that's it. I know that it's very basic and almost rudimentary, but you'll be surprised how many people don't understand that concept. Bull market, it's literally the market going up. Don't go into anything else. Oh, buyers and sellers, who cares? Bull market, market's going up. Bear market, market's going down. And you also need to understand that there is the sideways market, right? Because the sideways market is actually where the majority of people end up losing all of their money. It's when it's flatlining, right? It's consolidating. There's absolutely no real momentum. You don't want to be anywhere near a market that looks like that. Okay, so I mentioned before about the strategy, and I specifically mentioned risk management and profit target, right? So we all heard of risk management. We understand the concept of it, yet the majority of us are still putting in our stupid mental stops, right? Meaning, you know what a mental stop is to me? It's when you get in the car and you say to yourself, oh, I'm gonna put a mental seatbelt on my baby, so if when I get into an accident, I'll just reach over and protect them with my arm. That's a mental stop, right? I mean, it sounds absolutely ludicrous thinking that you're gonna be able to save your child in an accident. So that's pretty much what happens with mental stops. They never work. You end up losing your entire account. You need to have a risk management. You need to tell the market, I'm only willing to risk this amount on this trade, and I am the one in control, right? A lot of us are not doing that. I would say the majority of people aren't, okay? Now, interestingly enough, when you day trade, you have to have a profit target in place. Why? Because the ego is always going to win. It's either going to win when you don't have your risk management. It's constantly going to be telling you it's going to turn around and go in your direction. And equally, greed, right? When you have a target profit in mind, again, a mental one, but you're seeing that the market might continue and you completely remove the target profit. And then guess what? It turns on you and you lose everything. That's called greed. So you need to have a profit target in place. You need to take your money out. If you want to see it go further, have split targets, and then you can put in your stop loss into break even. So now you've got money in the bank. And if you lose, it's a break even. Okay. You guys have to have both of these identically. Back to the chart. If you have a good charting software, you could do everything off of your software. It's the interface, right? You could have all of your risk management, target profits right there on your software. Indicators. This is what I say is the most important thing. And like I said before, if you have a good charting software, you will have free access to really good indicators, universal indicators. This is it. This is my chart right here. I use one chart. I use two indicators. That is it. They are universal indicators, very basic, simple, but they work for me. Because when I first began, I had three charts. Yeah, three screens. I was in constant stress mode. Okay. Then I had 10 indicators because this guru says they use this indicator. That one uses that one. That one uses that one. And I was in constant analysis paralysis to the point where I ended up losing and losing and losing, finally collapsed, quit. But when I came back, I said to myself, you know what? I got to check out the basics. So I literally took two of my monitors, which were brand new, HD, high definition, and I pretty much donated them to the garbage man. I just put them out and said, take them. I don't want to see them again. I removed all of my indicators. And then what I started to do was put in one indicator at a time. And that's when I started to see, wait, does this work for me? Is it good for me? For instance, the Fibonacci's, which is a really popular indicator, never worked for me. I never aligned with it. It did not work for me. The other one was the Bollinger Bands and the Kettler Bands. I was always in stress mode because I always felt that I had to hit a Bollinger Band or the Kettler Band. It was terrible. Once I removed them, all of a sudden I felt a sigh of relief and I was able to enjoy the process. Which indicators are harming you rather than helping you? And you could do that by just simply process of elimination, checking each one out. Now, the other thing you're going to hear is trending markets. Like I said before, we have the up market, the downward market, and the sideways market. We have 3 trending markets. Remember the 3, because the sideways market, which is the least one that people focus on, is the one that actually I call the trader's worst enemy, because that's the one where you end up losing all of your money and your savings. Okay, now buy. Oh my goodness. I know that this sounds very, very basic, but you will be surprised how many people have no idea when somebody says, I'm going long, I'm buying, and they don't even know what that means, and they're in the market losing money. Buying, going long, you're literally getting into the market at a lower price point, exiting at a higher price point, and you're taking the profit in between. There is no other thought process behind that, because once you get into the psychological thinking of it, you're going to lose. What about a sell? Going short. What does that mean? Super simple. You're entering at a higher price point, exiting at a lower price point, taking the money in between. If you start to pretend that you can analyze, oh, well, there's all these people losing money and this, who gives a shit? Sorry for my language. Who cares? Nobody is thinking like that about you, right? Your goal is technical analysis. This looks like it's going to be a great short. I'm going to enter here and I'm going to get out here and I'm going to take the profit in between. If you guys have never seen the movie The Big Short, go and see it and you'll also understand what is shorting all about. First of all, it's a brilliant movie. It's a fantastic movie, and I recommend you go and see how all the markets actually work, because it's difficult to understand, right? Anyways, this is what a short is. Now, market entry versus a limit order. I know that all of you guys have heard the differences, entering at market or putting in a limit order, right? What does that mean? When you put in a limit order, you are telling the market, this is the strategy. This is where I want to enter the market. If it does not fill me at this price point, I don't want to be in it, because you're in control. If you're a market entry, what it means is you're looking at the market. You don't really know what's going on, but wait, oh, it looks like it's going up. It's going up. I'm going to enter market. So you're telling the market that you really are amateur. You really don't know what's going on. And on top of that, the market will play with you and they'll do a slippage. What does that mean? It means they take out a percentage of what you're entered. For instance, if you're looking at the market and the position, you know, the whatever, let's say the stock is going up and you want to, and you're entering at $10, because you entered market, it's actually going to enter you at $10.25, let's say, right? Or whatever, $10 or $11. You've already lost money from where you originally wanted to enter. So you need to do limit orders, right? Because it just has you being in control of the whole situation. That also means that you have a strategy. And that is the same thing with the stop limit. I'm going to go back to this. Risk management, guys. If you don't have it, if you're pretending to put in your mental stops, it's never going to happen. I'll tell you that right now, blatantly, candidly, it's not going to happen. You will lose everything. So start to put in that stop limit and really, really commit to it. Okay, but you'll have to do that only once you've actually developed a strategy that you have back tested. Okay, technical analysis. This is what I'm talking about. Technical analysis, guys. This includes your indicators, your areas, divergences, or reversal patterns. If none of those words make any sense to you and you're in the live market, stop right now, because you're going to keep losing, and learn technical analysis. It's a very basic, very simple to understand, but you do need to take time to understand it. The 2 most important areas of the market: resistance and support area. What is a resistance area? It is literally the ceiling of the market. What does that mean? It means that the market has been going up and is now hitting the same area over and over and over again. And it could either totally stop the market, put it into a sideways movement, or it could transition it and change the direction altogether. You don't want to be in a resistance area, because the market has a way of respecting areas. And if it's respecting that area, you don't want to pretend that you're going to predict it and it's going to break through. That's not how it works, because it'll never work in your favor. Support area is the exact opposite. It is the floor of the market. Again, Market is downtrending and boom, it's hitting an area over and over again. It's like hitting a wall. Even if it looks like it's going really strong, it could hit that wall over and over again. You don't want to be caught up in a support area. And it's easy. You could just not get into it once you spot it. And the way you spot it, you draw it. Every platform has drawing tools. They are free. Now, reversal patterns. To me, these are my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. They are free and they can be used on any financial market. Reversal patterns, that's the double tops, triple tops, double bottoms, triple bottoms, head and shoulders. They are the most simplest and basic to identify. And I cannot even tell you the amount of people when I actually teach them how to do this or show them, they have the biggest aha moments and have literally been able to stay out of so many bad trades simply because of that one thing. Divergence. I live for divergence. To me, divergence is the golden ticket. I use MACDs with price action. So MACDs, after a lot of trial and error, I have recognized that they are the least lagging indicator versus, some that are really lagging and you won't know, but I found them to be the least. So what is divergence? For instance, in this case, my price action is going upward. My MACDs are going downward. What does it tell me? It's telling me that the market is losing strength and I need to stay out. It's not telling me to go in the opposite direction. It's telling me to stay out until it gives me a confirmation of what the next moves are going to be. Staying out is as important as getting in, guys. Super important. Now, remember, I have my presentation for you guys and a lot more in this free worksheet that I made for you. Just go here, makingofadaytrader.com. makingofadaytrader.com. Go here, get that cheat sheet. It's totally free. All right, so let's put all this together. I want to now talk a little bit about actual setups, trade setups, right? Because now understanding and putting it all together, this is when you can start to apply it to the most powerful trade setups. And one of the most powerful trade setups there is the breakout setup, right? We've all heard of the breakout setup, but if you don't have your areas drawn in, if you don't understand when the breakout happens, how are you going to be able to spot it? And how are you going to be able to prepare for it, right? So this is a perfect example. We have a beautiful resistance area and then boom, it pops, right? This is what a breakout area looks like, right? It's when it's moving in one direction and then there's this consolidation, this either resistance area or support area, depending if you're going up or if you're going down. Remember, it doesn't matter for day trading. And then it pops in the same direction, okay? That is what is a breakout trade. But if you don't have anything drawn in, you're going to miss it. And you can continue missing really good trades because of these simple little adjustments, right? And these adjustments will literally take you to the next level. I also have a really cool trade that I call this is still that breakout trade, right? But I'm going to show you now another one. So this is how a breakout trade works, right? You have this resistance area, boom, it pops, you're in. Now, remember the makingofadaytrader.com. Okay, so the other thing is to remember is with a breakout trade, because it's a continuation, you only want to go in one time for a really quick trade. Okay, so guys, remember, once again, makingofadaytrader.com. And look, here's the reality. We have absolutely everything we need to take action, right? We have these presentations, we have YouTube videos, we have podcasts, we have books, right? We have all of these different, I guess, kind of like things that you could access, right? But at the end of the day, how do you know you are doing it right? How do you know that you're doing it right, right? All of this is great, but the real question that you really want to ask yourself is, how do I really get started? And this isn't a question only from beginners. I get this question from seasoned traders who have been trading for years and are still inconsistent, right? Because they're constantly asking me, how do I turn this around to be profitable consistently? And a lot of times it really has boiled down to lacking understanding of the basics. It's amazing because I always believe, like, personally, even with my own experience, like a lot of the trading academies, what they're doing is they're teaching you how to put in windows when you haven't even built your walls, right? They're avoiding the basics because I don't know the reason why. But think of it like this, right? It's interesting. My oldest son, he's 18 now, so he just learned how to drive a car. And it's been really cool to see and understand this. And I think that's where I got this idea from, is when he got into the car for the first couple of times, my husband's like, okay, buckle up, put your gear into first, make sure your foot is on the clutch, make sure your other foot is on the brake. And when you want to begin driving, you have to remove the clutch. My son is like, gear, clutch, what are you talking about? I don't know what does that mean? Because he was never taught the basics, right? Today we hop in, boom, clutch, get first gear, releasing, boom, we're on our way. But some point, someone taught you those basics. It's literally like this. Imagine somebody has never, ever been in a car, ever seen a car. Yes, there are people like that. But imagine in any situation like this, right? And they get into your car and you're like, okay, buckle up. It's going to save your life. And they're like, buckle up. Oh my goodness, what is it? What does that mean, buckle up? Because they've never been shown that a seatbelt, which is very basic, is going to be able to save their life. Okay. And that's what happens with trading. And this was my own sad truth. I spent over $20,000 on my training, but every time I asked a basic question, can you please explain a divergence? Can you please explain what is a support or resistance area? I was treated as if though I was supposed to be either born with this information or completely ignored, right? And I have to say, this is the majority of the academies. It's kind of, to me, like, imagine going back to your child wanting to be a musical, learning how to be a musical, you're learning how to play a musical instrument, right? And they arrive to the academy and they want to learn how to play the flute. And instead of being put into, the very beginner class of how to hold the flute, how to blow it, how to press on the different notes, they're thrown into the symphonic pit and are expected to keep up with all the professional musicians. They're going to die. They're not going to be able to survive. And that's what happens a lot of times, right? People overlook that. And I struggled for years because of that. And I was losing money over and over and over again. I was in all these chat rooms and all these different things. And at this point, they were saying that there's a trade and I didn't understand trades, but I was like, if they see it, I must be able to also do it. And I ended up losing almost $4,000 in 5 minutes. And that's when I quit. I couldn't do it anymore. It was just super stressful. I couldn't handle it at all. But the thing is with trading, and I know that everybody in this room has gone through it or is that we get bit by the trading bug and it never stops itching. And do you know why? Because deep down inside, we know that we can do this. And that's exactly what happened to me. I knew that I could do this. I actually walked away for about 4 months. It was so stressful. I had to get over my emotional state of mind. And then what I recognized is that I never learned the basics. And that's when I decided to come back. That's when I donated my 2 monitors, removed all my indicators and started to put in one at a time and really see the market as its own language. And I started to understand that language. And I did this for years. And interestingly enough, one of my students a little while back goes to me, Marina, your teaching style is very much similar to Coach John Wooden. And I was like, who's Coach John Wooden? I've never heard of the guy, right? So obviously I go online and I do a lot of research on him. And if any of you here have ever heard of Coach John Wooden, you will know who he is. He's this legendary, he's passed away now, legendary basketball coach. Legendary. I mean, this guy was incredible. His entire teaching philosophy was, when in doubt, get back to the basics. And I mean, this guy has won 88 championships, 10 NCAAs. He trained with superstars, like the best of the best, okay? He was just legendary. But every season, the beginning of the season, and these guys have won hundreds of games, it didn't matter. He would start them with the basics: how to tie your shoe, how to roll up your socks, how to dribble the ball, because it does not matter what you think you know. But if you're out there in the field and your shoe isn't tied properly and you fall or trip and you sprain your ankle or break whatever, guess what? You're out on the sidelines, right? Your ego is not gonna win in this case. You need to have your foundation in place. You cannot be putting up windows without the wall structure to hold them in. And today for you guys, I have a very special offer for participants only for the people that have come here today and spent this time with us today, which I super appreciate because I know time is our only most important commodity. I have my introductory course, which I created. It is boot camp for day trading. And you could do this on any apparatus, desktop, laptop, tablets, phones, iPhones, Samsungs, it does not matter. All of this you get for one time price of $97. One time. Bootcamp for daytrading.com. Go here right now. Bootcamp for daytrading.com. Bootcamp for daytrading.com. Let's talk about what you guys can get for $97 that will bring you that same return on investment. Do you guys like to play golf? I live in Guatemala, okay, in Guatemala, and there's this beautiful golf course, which we used to go to. Today, $97 is not even the entrance, is not even possibility for one person. It's $127 now for one, okay? How about going out to lunch, taking out your friends or family? When we first moved here, we used to be able to go and have a fantastic lunch for $30 for two people, including wine. Today, $97 for a good quality meal is maybe for one person, including wine. $97, okay? So let me break down what you guys get in this course. First of all, simplifying your entire day trading package. And I struggled with setting up my platform for a really long time, and no one helped me. I am including a 30-minute pro platform tutorial to help you set it all up so you do not need to worry about it, and you can get into the actual trading, because that's the most important thing, not wasting your time on how to set up your platforms. Then we're going to be really talking about dissecting those markets, truly understanding the different trends, upward trend, downward trend, and talking about the sideways trend where all of your money can be taken if you do not avoid it. I teach you how to avoid it and understanding those telltale signs, the reversal patterns, the divergences. Okay, because this will save you so much money and allow you to enter really powerful trades. Okay, now we're going to also talk about reversal patterns themselves, how to spot those areas. Remember, I told you support resistance areas, understanding divergences. We talk all about this in detail. Okay, how to find those breakouts, how to master them, because the breakout trades are the best trades out there, but you will not be able to master them if you don't know what you're looking for. And there are fake out breakouts, phobos. We want to avoid them, and they are very easy to avoid if you understand what you're looking at, right? That's the important part. So you also get unlimited for life access to the curriculum, which you never lose access to. All of this is worth $1,600. Okay, you get all of this is valued at $1,600. First, let me talk to you about my student testimonials, because I have students from all over the world, because that's the coolest thing about it, right? Like today, we have an incredibly international presentation, which is awesome. And that's the point, is that anyone in the world can trade as long as you have internet. Okay, here's Michelle. Just finished the boot camp. Best money ever spent. You are the only mentor that truly checks the work, and it really, really helps. I am enjoying your boot camp so much and learning every day. Let me get back to the most important question in the beginning. How do you know you are doing it right? And that's when I am giving you, included in that one-time fee of $97, one entire month, 30 days of one-on-one mentorship with me. So you never have to ask, am I doing it right? You have full accountability. You will be working one-on-one with me. This alone is valued at $500, unlimited 1 month, because the mentorship could be the thing that can take you to that next level. Okay. And the best for last, I have a live trade chat room that it's me. It's not moderators or administrators who don't know what they're doing. It's me, and we go over everything that we are learning. This is separate from the mentorship. The mentorship is one-on-one, fully focused on you guys, okay? All of this is valued at $2,600. But because of you guys being live today, I have the special price of $97. So go here right now, bootcampfordaytrading.com, bootcampfordaytrading.com. Okay, I have some questions. Is your day trading master on your website included in the bootcamp? No, that's separate. That's a separate thing altogether. Is this for someone that is learning to swing trade? Yes, I don't know, your name isn't there. 100%, because what we focus on here is understanding how to read the charts. It does not matter if you're day trading or holding it a little bit longer. Understanding what the market is telling you right there is important. And the most important thing about swing trading or holding longer is we work on the time frame. If you want to day trade, are you going to look at a chart that's a day or 5 days? Absolutely not, right? You want to look at a chart that's 1 minute, 5 minutes, or an hour. But if you're swing trading, do you want to look at a 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart? No, you need to look at a day chart or a week chart, depending on how long you want to hold. So we talk about that as well, because a lot of times people mess up simply because they're in the wrong time frame. Okay, and that really makes a big difference. So here's what we get for that $97. Everything in the course. 30 days one-on-one mentorship with me, and 30 days live chat room. Okay, now it's worth. Here's the thing, guys. This is what's amazing to me, that we all know that this is worth than the one trade you will be taking. Majority of trades we end up taking is between $200 and $500, right? This is $97, and that you get all of this. The cost of this course, all of this is literally 10x on your return on investment, because of all that you are going to learn and all your aha moments. And then you could take your family and friends out to 100 of these dinners. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. Because of my mentorship, I am only able to take on 25 students, because I really want to devote my time to you guys. And like I said, this is my first presentation of the year. So you guys are going to be I'm going to give you my full attention, my full focus. So go here right now, bootcampfordaytrading.com. You will come to this order form. As you can see here, one-time payment, $97. If you want to do a payment plan, I have one. It's $59 2 times, you know, but $97, and you'll have access once you pay $59 to everything right away. So go here right now, bootcampfordaytrading.com. I don't see life on someone's service. I don't understand what that means. Govinda, not sure. Who is the broker I would be using? Again, I just went over an entire section about the broker. You first need to understand what is the instrument you are going to be using before you know which broker to work with. So that is something that I totally help you with, and we discuss when you are in the course, that is part of the one-on-one that we work with together. Okay, let me know if you guys have any other questions. Again, go here, $97, guys. It's a no-brainer. I just want to see people to stop donating their money to the market. It's really, really painful process for me to see that, because it's so avoidable and it's not complicated. And that's the beauty of it, right? You could actually really have a good time with the market. So again, go here, bootcampfordaytrading.com. I'm here to be able to help you guys. I'm so grateful that you guys came and listened to me and to be part of this presentation. Thank you so very much. Again, you're asking me which broker I would be using. Charles Schwab. What are you trading? That is the question that you need to go back to. Charles Schwab is right now just bought out TD Ameritrade, so they will have a very powerful equities platform. I don't know about any other thing what they're going to be doing, but again, are you trading equities? What are you trading? That should be your first question, and then we could talk about the broker. Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Anka, and thank you, David, for having me. I really love being here with you guys, and thank you. Thanks, everybody, and I look forward to having you in the course, bootcampfordaytrading.com.